Go.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Well, how you doing today?
Good.
Good.
So, do you want to tell the people what we're going to talk about right now?
Yeah, we come across some articles from the Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation, and they're talking a little bit about 2024, where it's going. A couple things jumped out at me in the article that we will dive in, and but one's really particular is that we all have been hearing this housing crisis, right? How long have we been hearing about the housing crisis? And I've been getting a lot of comments on my channel going, well, I don't see any housing crisis happening, just lots of listings, etc. But once you peel back the onions, layers and layers, it's there. It really is, right? And one thing that jumped out at me was that this year for 2024, there's going to be 220,000 new home starts. So permits, we'll just whatever home starts. But by 2030, we need 3 million homes. So if we're going at this pace to meet future demand, we are so far down, it's unbelievable. So once we see some loosening of rates, we know what's going to happen. Things are going to go up again.
Well, so I'm going to share the article because CMHC, which is the Canadian Housing Corporation, they're saying that that's exactly what's going to happen, right?
It is. It is. It is.
So what they're saying is that there's going to be lower housing starts in 2024.
Correct.
They're expected to keep declining. Well, we know why.
We know why. We know why. And it takes people just think, it's one other comment before we go further is I got a couple comments too, but well, I see so much vacant land out there. Like, what's going on? No one's buying it. Has nothing to do with that. It takes an extremely long time to get a shovel in the ground because you're dealing with so much red tape and bureaucracies at municipal levels. And then they keep adding things and no, we want this study, we want that study. And we're talking millions of dollars for some of these projects. A small
and I don't think people realize that they want like the migratory patterns of frogs and the migratory patterns of birds.
Yeah.
But Mark, you got to do that over the whole year.
I know.
It takes a year to do some of these things because maybe in the winter there's none.
I know.
But in the fall there is, or in the spring, and it's crazy what they ask.
Yeah,
One of my clients, they made him do a tree inventory.
Oh, yes, I've heard that too. Gilman's going through one of those.
Yeah, you got to do a tree inventory.
Yep. And it's $500 a tree. If you can either plant two or it's $500 a tree. So basically anything's for sale if you just cough up some dough.
Right? Well, and a lot of the land that people are looking at, there's another rule I think it's Ontario, like it's a provincial thing. There has to be so much agricultural land.
Yes. Yes.
That's a mandate.
Yes.
So when I had a client that wanted to build and it was agricultural, the township told me, you know what, you can forget it.
It's not going to happen. In some places, it's not, but we've seen some of that agricultural land in Innisfil area. Remember, back 10 years ago, there was nothing built up in those areas. Now we see it going down the 20th side road, coming back to Barrie.
So what I heard down the 20th side road, because I used to know the planner in Innisfil, there's going to be 35,000 houses down the 20th side road in between Innisfil and Barrie.
Absolutely.
That's the long range plan.
That's right. And we look how far the development has been carried out on a Mapleview, further and further and further, right up to the 20th. It's good. So
the thing is, right now, for a builder, it doesn't, just for people to understand, it doesn't make sense for them to release phases of building in a market where no one can get approved for the purchase price they need. So what the builders do, they just put their projects on hold until the economy gets better.
Well, that's right. And we know what's going to happen come June. Like, they're anticipating a rate decrease.
Yes.
It's coming. And one other thing I saw back in there too is the lower supply of rental despite an increase in rental housing coming on the market in 2023, supply is not forecast to keep up with the demand, resulting in higher rents and lower vacancy rates throughout the forecasted period. Right? Like, we've done a video last week about rentals and I was astonished at them, and turnover's quick and there's 2 months worth of supply, and the prices are going to keep going on. And then we're seeing so much new supply added to not rentals, but people that own those properties and said, I'm done.
Yeah.
Done being a landlord because the risk is too high. I don't cash flow properly, and the LTV is broken in every possible angle. I'm out. And we're
And
seeing
just so people know, CMHC does not apply to rental properties, duplexes, or investment properties.
it.
You can't
Yeah.
put 5% down and get mortgage insurance from the Canadian Mortgage Housing Corporation for a secondary dwelling.
Correct. Yep.
So their information about the rentals and like the inventory that they think really has nothing to do with stuff they're insuring,
No,
because they're not.
they're not. No. And if people
So,
want, go ahead, sorry.
well, the other thing that is kind of funny is they're saying that home prices and sale forecasts are going to rise in 2024.
I think they're going to too in the second half, right?
And they're
After,
saying by 2025, prices could reach peak levels recorded in early 2022 and surpass them in 2026, driven by high demand.
that's it. And you think about it. So let's just go turn the clocks back a bit. A few years ago, excluding, let's just say, we'll call them new buyers. A group of new buyers bought 5-6 years ago in 2020 and whatever. They're coming up for renewal. A lot of those people have now maybe had a child or two, outgrown the house, or if they haven't outgrown the house, or just a couple that bought a house and want to make a move, but they're not making a move right now when they have a cheap rate that they're currently in. They're not going to go, let's go blend that with a 5% rate now. Then the rate's going to, time they blend that up, there could be 4%. They're not doing that when they have a 1.8 or 2% mortgage rate.
Well, who would?
That's it. So
I'm not. I wouldn't.
exactly. So people are staying put, and that's going to change. And I said that a year ago, that, you know what, these prices will come back, and they're going to. When things shift, we're going to see the shift, and it's going to
Okay,
come.
but listen to the little disclaimer here, Mark. Home sales will rebound in 2024, but will remain below the record 2020-2021 levels, restricted by affordability challenges among prospective buyers.
Yeah.
So we're still not going to COVID prices.
Not this year, we're not. No way.
My house ain't worth a 1.1 again anytime soon.
But in 2026, 2025, I don't know. That's to be determined. But I tell you, that's when we're going to see some ticks coming up. So if people, and there's a lot of people that are, feeling these high rates, right? Or just, struggling right now to pay the bills. But I'm telling you right now, hang on, because it isn't going to last forever.
No. So what they do in this article, which is also kind of nice, they kind of do like the Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary. So they have the Toronto.
Yep.
And it says total starts are expected to decline in 2024 and 2025 due to high construction and financing costs. Home prices are expected to resume growth in 2024, making homeownership affordability a persistent challenge, while the rental vacancy rate will increase slightly, but overall rental markets will remain tight.
They will. They will. We did a video to that comment. And I encourage the viewers to go check it out. We did one on condos where we saw the total supply condo market, 48% was vacant. Then we went over to freehold, and we found 28% of listings were vacant.
Yeah.
Those are landlords that have had enough. They're done. They're
Yeah.
done. More taxation coming in for that. If it's in June 25th of this year, the gain is over 225, 66% of the gain is going to be taxed.
Mm-hmm.
People are done. And so, I think we're going to continue in a real low supply. This isn't, if the LTB stays broken, which I anticipate them doing nothing, anticipate high rents for a long time.
Well, and not only that, with the interest rates where they are, like you said, they were saying that, what was it in 2025, 73% of people's mortgages will renew. Because in 2020, there was a lot of action. Look at how many deals there was, how many sales. So if you took 5 years, 2025 is year 5.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Anybody in that lower amount is staying put.
They're not
So
moving.
if inventory levels don't go really high, what's going to happen?
They're not, I don't think we're gonna see, I think the demand's gonna outpace supply. Is back where we saw it in COVID, right? Would we see in the beginning of, no, it's 2021, 2022 more, we saw no listings, no listings, no listings. If we saw, what, 130 listings, that was a lot. There'd be months where we'd see 50 or 60, that's the only inventory. Everything was, no one was, there was the time to cash out. We didn't see people jump on that, but there was so much buyers and so much less supply. That's what drove the price, and cheap money.
Yes.
Cheap money. That's the end all and be all. So with all these cracks in the Canadian economy, which there's several, there's going to be some opportunities coming in the real estate market in 2025, 2026.
You know, another thing I have to say, actually, you guys, if you like our stuff, hit the like, subscribe, drop us a comment or a question if you want us to talk about something.
Yeah, and if you have questions on areas too, just ask away.
Yes. Yeah, because we are getting a lot of that. People asking, pretty specific questions.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple comments where, are you guys talking about that again? And it's like, well, I've actually had 3 questions. So some of our videos are actually directed at certain people that have asked for this information.
Yep.
One thing I have to say though, is like when I bought my first house, interest rates were 12%.
Yeah. Crazy.
4 or 5% or 5, it's not a high rate. We're just used to such a low rate that we think that that's a high rate.
We do. And look how much homes have gone up in the last 3 to 4 years. Double. You could buy a townhouse in 2020 at the beginning, right when COVID came in. I sold one on, right, what was that street? Not Ginger. It was Ginger. End unit, link. I think we got 450. 8 weeks later, you could have got 550.
I know.
Right? And then a couple of weeks, let's just say a year go by, 750, 8 for no finished basement. So the values have gone up so much, and it's pushed.
Mark, I don't know if it was 2020. I think it was 2021. In October, November 2021, my house was selling for like 850. In January, 3 in my neighborhood, same house, 1.1.
Yeah, it's crazy, eh?
And I was like, but in November it was worth 850. What the hell just happened?
I know.
And now we're back down to it anyway. We're down. We went all the way back down.
100%.
But we saw a 30% increase that really was there for no reason except for COVID and nothing on the market.
That's right. That's right.
Right? So it was an artificial inflation, and now all it did was straighten out.
Oh yeah, it corrected itself
to
the rise of interest rates. Yeah, those rates are coming down. I'm telling you, June. The stuff that I've been reading, they're saying June. They're saying June's the time when the Bank of Canada will be forced to lower. So,
and another thing I want to say too is, like when we talk about these things and show CMHC or professional forecast, that isn't always necessarily our opinion. We're just giving you the information that the professionals are saying. They're not always right, Mark.
Oh, no. 100%, 100%, right? And we see that all the time in financial markets when someone's talking and saying this and buy this stock and buy this, and this is 99% of the times it doesn't even happen. Right? Jeez.
Yeah, it's true.
So we just don't know, right? But I think the signs are there for the Canadian economy. It has lots of cracks, and I've said that many times before. And we're going to see some more job losses.
Well, and not only that, look at now where in certain properties you're getting multiple offers still, even today, even now.
Look at that one on Blue Water we talked about, 964 under 1,900 square feet. We went, that's pretty tight. That's pretty dated. Like, wow. got $1 million. I couldn't believe it. A
Well,
million,
so you know it had more than one offer and it went over.
100% it did. It went over. Great street, great neighborhood. Someone wanted that neighborhood in the day.
Yep.
So, and it was no town buyer. I'm confident it was. I didn't check who the agent was, but to pay that price and from where a market where they are in North York, whether it's Richmond Hill, Aurora, Brampton, they couldn't find an area like that for $1 million.
Or a
Maybe,
house that big.
no, maybe a townhome, maybe. So we're going to continue to see more and more people drive to more affordable markets, and I really believe Barrie and Innisfil, Simcoe County is one of them. Right, we've been seeing that for growth in
Years.
communities for years, and I think it's going to continue. And it's
Yeah, I agree.
a nice lifestyle community. You got a beautiful lake, you got lots going on, the waterfront. You want to go to a Jays game, hop on the GO train. There's tons of services and the infrastructure's in
Well,
place.
and not only that, Mark, if my interest rate's gonna go up that high and I can't afford my house in Markham, then I gotta go.
100%. Oh yeah.
Where am I going?
Right. We're going to see more this year, maybe in 2024, maybe 2025. People go, I'm done with the pressure cooker shit now of going everything to my housing costs. Let's get out. Let's get to a smaller mortgage. They're going to downsize the mortgage, but they could upsize the house in different markets, different communities
Yes,
outside, the GTA area.
yeah,
Right. So,
exactly.
like I said, that one on Blue Water, $1 million, that down there, 1.5
Oh,
in a
more than that.
really, really good area, maybe. So it's going to be interesting to see. And yeah, that's where I think things are going to go.
Okay,
I think we've chatted that article up pretty good.
I think we did.
All right, remember, hit the follow button.
Okay,
Okay, see ya.
see ya.